So just heading down this pathway here that is paved. Now the parking lot is dirt, but this is paved. And we're just walking down to check out the auction, well, preview auction for Knott's Berry Farm. Oh my gosh. There is a lot of interesting stuff over here. They have an old barn. Look at this. This is Snoopy's parade car. And Snoopy would ride in this car. And he would go around in the parades inside of this Model T Roadster. And this could be a Model A Roadster. And it's all chopped up, you know. And look at that. They got the old wooden steering wheel in there. Snoopy's parade car. Also looks like there's an old wagon here for sale. And this is probably a horse-drawn carriage right here. This is very old. It's got the old wood wheels, rusted out wheels there. Good thing is you'll never get a flat tire in one of these. And here's one of the Scary Farm hearses. This is one of the cars that they would park out, and they would advertise Scary Farm. Look at that, nowhere to hide. Man, check out the inside of this hearse. Wow. It smells like a hearse in here. Woo! How many dead bodies were in this thing? There's a skeleton on top of the hearse. This is the inside of what looks like a 60s or 50s hearse. And they gave you this ladder to climb up and check out this thing. Look at this. Wow, the keys are in it. Should I turn it on? Nah, I shouldn't. Man, but this hearse is lifted. This is a lifted hearse. I mean, all the road ragers out there, if you're driving this thing down the road, no one's gonna mess with you. But the one thing we've all been waiting for, I've been waiting for, is Walter Knott's car. Can you believe it? This is Walter Knott's real car, and there's his name tag right there. Walter Knott, 1926 Ford. Here's the 1920 California state license plate. And you have the old crank here to start your car and jump in and drive down the road. This is absolutely amazing. This is Walter Knott's car. And of course, you see there's not a lot of there was not a lot of extras in these things. You don't have air conditioning, you don't have radio. All you have is the top down, the sun nice and shining up across the land, and of course, the wind blowing in your hair. And this is Walter Knott's 1920s Ford Model T. This car was refurbished, so basically you're getting a brand new Ford Model T. That's not just any Model T, it's Walter Knott's Model T. So now we're making our way inside this huge ginormous barn, and we're going in. Looks like I gotta sign in. Hello, here's my pass.
Okay, are you?
I just went up these stairs, and now I am inside this giant room. I'm guessing I'm in the roof of the barn, and on the floor here they have a ton of what looks like used to be some sort of murals. Look at these. This is crazy. Like, I'm in a moment of awe right now. Like, what place and time have I walked into? This is crazy. Wow, there's got some lamps and things. Doesn't look like there's anything else over here. But wow, just look at these murals. There's Walter's car right there. Wow, these tell the story of how Knott's Berry Farm was once Knott's Berry Place. It just transformed into what it is today. Wow. Looks like we're moving up in time here. That must have been during the 40s, late 30s. Yep, 1940. Here's a plaque with Walter Knott on it. 1968, free enterprise. There he is. Walter Knott, a gift of Paul and Elizabeth Wise. So walking through the auction, there's an old piano, and this is probably one of those automatic playing pianos. And it looks like it's got all its parts in there. Probably still, you know, workable. Not a lot of people work on these things anymore. And there's the Knott's Berry Farm. Scenic tours and boat trips. And that came from where Soak City and Independence Hall is by. They had their own boat, just like the steamboat Mark Twain at Disneyland. Park signs, Green Acres Stables. Here's one of the Indians from Knott's Berry Farm. He's up for sale too. And there's the chief. Right there, the chief. These are all from the steakhouse. There's a Ghost Town barbecue sign. There's a Ghost Town gravestone. Wow. They never take him alive. They didn't. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's the Haunted Shack sign. Look at this. This is the sign that was part of the Haunted Shack at Knott's Berry Farm. That is so cool. A lot of people will remember that. Haunted Shack at Knott's Berry Farm. And there's a lot of people who would love to have one of these in their house. A boomerang car. This is straight from the roller coaster that's going to soon be removed from Knott's Berry Farm. And you could have the chance and opportunity to own your very own boomerang ride vehicle. Who could forget these guys? They're from Berry Tales, the Knott's Berry Tales ride. These are audio animatronics from the Knott's Berry Tale ride inside Knott's Berry Farm from the 1970s. And these bears are still here. And they're up for auction. Wow. 1975. The Knott's Berry Tale bears. Another guy from Knott's Berry Tales. This is a raccoon that was part of the ride of Knott's Berry Tales, and here he is. He's been here all these years, and he's up for auction, playing his violin. It's pretty dang amazing. I'm just blown away at this. Wow. Here's posters from Knott's Berry Farm. You have the Timber Mountain Log Ride, the Knott's Berry Farm California Park poster that includes Montezuma's Revenge, which is still here, and of course Corkscrew, one of the most famous roller coasters in the world. That is very old. Here's a poster for the Sky Jump, which is currently known as the Sky Cabin. That's the Sky Jump poster. They also have the Calico Ghost Town Railroad, the Butterfly Stagecoach, and of course the Mine Train. They also have one of these old wagon hearses. Check this out. If you want a hearse and you want to go as old as you can get, well, nothing gets much older than this. It even comes with drivers. Jungle Band. Peep shows. Peep shows. I can't get any of those. They'll call me a peeping Tom. Here's Jack, the Pumpkin King. No, this isn't Jack the Pumpkin King, but it is Jack from Knott's Scary Farm. And what he would do, he would be out and he would jump out and scare the crowd with his humongous head. And his head would extend from about here to about maybe over here, and just completely scare the bejeebus out of you. Wow, this would be really cool to have inside of my my apartment. They have an old Pepsi, very old Pepsi machine in here. 30 cents? 30 cents? Well, I would say that Knott's Berry Farm has come a long ways, because now you can get your drinks for free. So, that's more expensive than they are today. That just looks plain weird. The human pretzel. Very strange looking. Very, very strange indeed. Pieces of the peep shows, as well as pieces of the mine ride. Wow, look at this guy. He's just really made out of metal there. Heads from the Calico mine ride. These guys were once all inside the mine ride, working miners, and now they're just heads on a shelf. High-kicking gals at the saloon. I'm missing out. Someone make me a time machine. A ginormous scoop of ice cream. The Super Scoop from the 1990s. That looks really tempting right now. There's Walter Knott in another photograph. Also some Snoopy stuff here as well. Check this out. There's an old Snoopy cardboard cutout. Wow. There's Charles, the creator of Snoopy, Charles Schultz. And here's some of the Snoopy merchandise. It's for sale. And there's Snoopy. That is so cool. Wow. Knott's Berry Farm cardboard cutout Snoopy. And here's some Camp Snoopy wooden signs. And these are real wood too. There's just so much stuff here. I'm really trying to keep my voice down if I could, but look at that. It's a massive gargoyle from the 30th home Knott. Oh my god, this thing is huge. Look at this. I'm under the gargoyle's wing right now. I am under the wing of the gargoyle. Look at this guy. He is so massive. He is so huge. Oh my gosh, like, this thing is big. Look at that. Wow, he looks pretty gosh dang terrifying. Look at how big this mural is. These murals are so big that they would be the size of my apartment. That's how big these things are. Look at these. These massive. That thing is huge. That's the ground. And we go up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and that's the roof of the barn. That's how big that massive picture is, and it's absolutely amazing. You have the Indians fighting with the cowboys and the pioneers coming to the Old West, and they're all dying, and that's actually, wow, there's a lot of blood, and there's a dead Indian, and that really, you know, when you're farther away from it, it seems like, wow, it's just so big, and then you walk closer, and then the death in the West, because people died in the West. The horse thief. A $5,000 reward. Dead or alive. Huh. The Ghost Town Sheriff. May 5th, 1858. Do you think that's still active? Is this still active? Because I could use 5,000 bucks. All right, this is
whole thing together.
This is Jim's auction.
It's Knott's Berry Farm's auction.
Knott's Berry Farm's auction, ran by Jim.
It was my idea.
It was your idea.
And
Okay.
I curated it. Yeah, go on up.
Alrighty, thank you. So I'm
Go on,
gonna
ring the bell.
go up here and ring the bell of the old fire truck. So I got to do it the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
So the driver would be sitting here, and you have this giant wheel, giant wooden wheel, and you'd be sitting here trying to get through traffic and get to this fire, and here goes the bell. Man, that is so cool. Still working. Now earlier I had mentioned how this was Walter Knott's original Ford Model T. However, this was not the original Model T that he drove from out of state to California. This was the Model T that he bought in the 50s. So he got it to kind of have a remembrance of his car. And it looks like they just started it up. There it goes. There's a lot of citations you'd get with this.
I think so.
All Alright, so now we're making our way across the parking lot, and I assume we're going to be crossing the street and going to look at the train that is up for auction in Knott's Berry Farm. So I'm with this wonderful group of people here, and we're heading over. The Jenny K was made in 1940, and it operated in Ohio Cedar Fair Park, and then Knott's bought it and they took it here. Here it sits. It's been sitting here for quite a few years, and they're selling it, and whoever buys it is planning on refurbishing it and getting her back up and running and riding the rails once again. So now we're heading to the Borax.
Because of the artist's name, or just
part of the
Combination of issue of Ghost Town News in 1941.
It's pretty big.
Borax wagon.
This is the Borax wagon at Knott's Berry Farm. Oh my gosh. Can't really, maybe I can fit through here, but check that out. This wagon is just awesome. Now whoever gets this wagon is gonna be a huge, you gotta move this thing, but check that out. Park Pavilion, Gold Rush, LA Plaza Lagoon. So it was across the street. We're backstage at Knott's Berry Farm, and that's the end of this video. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to hitch a ride on the Golden Stagecoach. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.